Our vision as a secretariat is to be the best student and youth program that nurtures patriotic citizens of Uganda. Our mission inculcates norms and values of patriotism in the student and the youth of Uganda in order to develop responsible citizens. Our mandate is to develop and coordinate patriotism clubs in secondary schools and study groups in tertiary institutions like universities. This program is supported by a policy and legal framework in our books of law, which I will quote. The first one is the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. Chapter 29 of the National Objectives and Directive Principles of State Policy obligates every Ugandan to be loyal and patriotic and promote the well-being of Uganda. So you can see that this chapter emphasizes that all of us Ugandan citizens must be patriotic. Then there is Article 17, Clause 2, which emphasizes the first one and obligates us to able-bodied citizens to train militarily for the defense of our constitution and the territorial integrity of Uganda, and that the government of Uganda will provide facilities for this training. And as you can see, this is one of them. There is also the Education White Paper, which was written in 1989, and in that paper, in goal number 5, categorically states that the purpose of the education system in Uganda should be to promote national consciousness and patriotism and ideological clarity among our children. There are other policies like the Uganda Vision 2040. When you read on page 5, 18, 94 and 95, it clearly stipulates that without ideological training, without ideological clarity, it's very difficult for any government to realize its goals. And in that vision it is stated that our goal is to transform the Ugandan citizens from a backward society, from poverty, and usher them into a middle-income status where each citizen earns not less than $9,500, and also to transform our economy into a modern industrialized economy. So we can't do that unless our ideological clarity is categorical, is clear. There is also the NDP3 or the National Development Plan 3 emphasizes that if it is to succeed, Ugandans must be ideologically clear. They must be trained to realize where they have come from and where they are and where they want to go, what everyone will be doing and with what means, and how we shall get where we want to go. In summary, that means that Ugandans must be ideologically trained to transform their mindsets. Because if you have people, for instance, whose mindset is laziness, whose mindset is non-production, whose mindset is, divisionism, lack of unity, it's very difficult to use such a population to transform themselves. Then we have the national value culture policy, which was promulgated by His Excellency the President, but written by the Minister of Ethics and Integrity in 2013. Value number 10 is talking about national consciousness and patriotism. So as you can see, the intention of government is to make sure that they create a paradigm shift in the thinking, in the lifestyles, in the behaviors of Ugandans, to be able to uplift themselves from where they are and take them to the middle class income where we want to take them. Patriotism to us means the love of Uganda, our values, and our willingness to defend our constitution and our country. His Excellency the President, in starting this program, of course, had our history in mind. Uganda's history was a turbulent history characterized by a lot of hatred, divisionism, lack of focus, lack of ideological clarity, and he wanted us, of course, to start with young people to transform their mindsets so that they can form a clear-headed generation that will be responsible for transforming Uganda. Of course, you remember that we had other programs like Mchaka Mchaka, which, you know, were stopped, and there was a law, and the ideological consciousness of Ugandans went down. That's when we started the divisions and the hatred, you know, resurfaced. So it was imperative that we start such a program and we redirect the minds of our children. We do training, ideological training. We train them in many subjects, the most important or core of which is our history. Then we also train paramilitary because we want to demystify the instruments of violence, the gun. You remember in our history, people who are monopolizing this instrument used to misuse it and to terrorize the population. So we want to demystify that every Ugandan knows how to, the basics of handling a gun, so that we can defend ourselves. We have regional coordinators and district coordinators, and then in the school we have the patron who is responsible for the program. Then once in a while, of course, this outside our mandate, but we go out in the youth outside the school where necessary, because they are also young people, and we teach them. So those are our key output areas.
Sitting and wishing does not make a man. Actions speak louder than words. Men positively act now and reach greater heights.
What we have achieved in the last 7-8 years. For me, I took over 3 years ago. We have opened 4,000 plus clubs in all our schools, and over 40 study groups in 40 plus universities in Uganda. And at first, you know, the president had wanted this program to start with a few. That's why he called it clubs. But now we have, of course, seen that it is not worth to have few children ideologically oriented, but the whole population. So we have called it a core. So when we say 4,000 clubs, each clubs, most cases, means the whole school. So we are now looking at the whole school concept. And in the last 7 years, we have trained over 600,000 students and teachers as a secretariat, but there are those who are inducted in schools, and I think I can talk of 1 million. If I may give you an example, for instance, there used to be a lot of strikes in schools, but if you interview head teachers, they will tell you strikes have ended because of this program. Everyone has come to like their school, to love themselves, and to love the country. We have rallied many stakeholders in the country who didn't know about the program. If you look at the church, for instance, the church now supports us, and you know it also has the same cause. We are intending to train scientifically now. We will look out for small numbers of children and train them scientifically. But we want this program to be media heavy. We are going now to go to train on the media, to inform the public on the media. All these years we've not been having, you know, a standardized guidebook to guide the teachers and a standardized syllabus. I have formed a technical committee of you know, able scholars and ideologically clear Ugandans, which is going to write They have already started. Actually, they are almost a month. They have already started. We want to write standardized, well-informed guidebook so that every teacher should have it and be able to conduct. Even when you have not passed through our training, you should be able to read and follow the guidelines. I want to thank you, listeners. Thank you for supporting us, and thank you for your goodwill. May God bless you. And please take care. Don't die of COVID. Observe the COVID regulations and live.
Well, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. What else can I add on to make you understand the word patriotism and who a patriot is? You can also share with us your opinion about what you think about patriotism and who is a patriot to you. We are going to listen into different perspectives and opinions from a number of youth. What do they think about patriotism and who is a patriot to them?
My name is Senkungu David. How I understand patriotism is one's undying love for his or her own country. Patriotism has values. To love your country doesn't mean that you just wake up out of the blue and you say, I love Uganda. It's not all about saying it out. It's about your actions. What shows that you love your country? For example, you're supposed to be a person who embraces unity. You're supposed to love unity. A person who loves unity is a person who associates well with other people. The value of hard work. You're supposed to be hardworking to say that your country is the first. Uganda comes first. That's why we have the saying of Uganda first, because you treat Uganda first before you think about any other thing. A patriot is supposed to be Pan-African. You can't love your country, Uganda, when you do not love her neighbors. You're supposed to be Pan-African, because most of the things we produce in our country are supposed to be sold to those other countries. So as you love your country, you're supposed to love even other African countries.
Hi, my name is Hope Nambala, a former student of Makerere University. What is patriotism? Patriotism is the simple love, devotion, and eagerness of the well-being of your country. Who is a patriot to me? A patriot to me is a person that loves their country, that loves to see their country develop, flourish, go ahead. That is what they call a patriot. And I am a proud Ugandan. I'm a patriot. I love my country. I love to see that our education system is building up. You know, you go to a school and the education system is nice. The tuition is not too high, it is not too low, everything is okay. The teachers teach the students so well. You go to the hospital, the nurses, the doctors show you a lot of love. They take care of you so nicely. You know, back then, I used to go for Youth Alive. We used to go camping. We would have a lot of fun. You meet people from different nations and they tell you how they love their country. They tell you how nice the country is. You have to talk about your country nicely. You have to make sure you take care of each other. You have to make sure your country is going ahead. You have to be like a stepping stone for your country. That is what they call a patriot. That is a good patriot. You're supposed to be loyal. You're supposed to be proud. You're supposed to be good. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jane Mary and I'm talking about patriotism. Basically, in my own understanding or my own view, patriotism is one's devotion for their country. What are those things that they're willing to do for their country or maybe for their fellow citizens? Yes, I'll give you an example. One time I boarded a taxi thinking that I had all the money. Yes, I had the money that could take me where I was supposed to go. And guess what? I hadn't carried the money. Actually, in actual sense, I had forgotten the money at home. So I actually got scared to tell the conductor that I don't have the money with me. Yes, because I was scared I was going to be blown. Yes, I thought maybe they would call me all sorts of names, that maybe I'm a liar, you understand? So I talked to the conductor even before I reached my destination and told him I have forgotten my money at home. Yes. So he told me, really, how can you go to the garden without a hoe? Yes. In simple terms, basically, it means how can you board a taxi? You're going somewhere without money or maybe without transport. I was really surprised when one of the passengers decided to pay on my behalf, and I was really so excited. I was so happy. So to me, such a person is a patriot.
My name is Akabei Peter. According to my opinion of who a patriot is and what patriotism entirely entails, I'll start by defining what patriotism means. Patriotism means that deep love and willingness to serve your country. And that love is demonstrated in a varsity of arenas. It can be that sacrifice for your country and the willingness to defend your country. And that care that I also want to bring forth as a tenet of patriotism is the pride that we take in identifying ourselves as Ugandans. Now, I will also enforce and further adjust on the actual meaning of patriotism, which is demonstrated by that care, which is also the respect for those national symbols, which may include the flag, the motto, the national anthem, and so forth. Like Nelson Mandela once mentioned that love cannot be taught, it's natural, but it can be promoted. And he also went to emphasize that if hate can be learned, that means it can be unlearned for that purpose. So now, loving your country is basically natural, but the state will only help you to promote that love through teaching you those values and the core values that you can use to love your country. Promote that. Thank you.
Patriotism starts from ground zero, from your home, how you behave to your sisters and all that. These are very, very, very beautiful insights. But like we said from the beginning of this, but that we are all about transformation, transforming you socially, economically. We're going to be learning a skill each episode. And today we're going to be learning about making herbal soap. We talked to a group of youth who are venturing in this kind of business, and they were able to give us tips on how you can be able to make money and make herbal soap. Have a look.
Hello, my name is Nekesa Bridget Hope. Me and my team, we are here to make herbal soap. So we've got different herbs like the iodine leaves, and these ones help in clearing up the scars. And these are papaya leaves. These ones are going to help us in making your skin soft. Then this is also aloe vera. Aloe vera also helps you to remove the scars and make your skin soft. Then this is also rosemary. Rosemary and mint, they help in making the soap have that nice scent. So this is also Ichewa Mala in Uganda. Then this is neem leaves. Neem leaves also do the same in clearing up the scars. They help you to soothe your skin. Then this is Echiwankulata. It has the same job as the iodine leaves. It helps out in the wounds. Yes, so you get all these herbs, you mix them and you use a mortar and a pestle to crush them. After crushing them, you mix with water and you get that soup, that green soup. After getting that soup, you can put it in here. So here we are sieving the extracts. We first pounded them and we got the soup, so we are sieving them to get a clear liquid. We're done. So after sieving, we measure to make 380 grams of this extract. We measure 380 grams of this liquid. This is 250. We have to measure 380 grams. So here we have measured 380 grams of this liquid. Then after, we get our oils. We get our oils and mix. We mix 400 grams of coconut oil. Then we also get 400 grams of vegetable oil, and we mix into the 400 grams of coconut oil.
Up next on UBC, brought to you by
Keep the lights on. Use Airtel Money to pay for all your Yaka bills conveniently. Open the My Airtel app to buy Yaka units. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.